The Hanging Gardens of Babylon, one of the seven wonders of the ancient world, remains a mystery as its existence has never been conclusively proven. While the other six wonders have been located and studied, the Hanging Gardens have eluded archaeologists for centuries. However, recent research by Oxford University may shed light on the reason for this lack of evidence. The Seven Wonders, originally compiled by Greek builder Philo in 225 BC, were extraordinary structures that symbolized remarkable feats of engineering and scale. Over time, Philo's list has been refined, but his original seven wonders, including the pyramids at Giza and the Temple of Artemis, still hold significance. Unfortunately, only the pyramids at Giza remain relatively intact today, while the others have been destroyed. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon, said to have been created by King Nebuchadnezzar, have been the most elusive wonder. According to ancient records, the gardens were a literal paradise on earth. However, no concrete evidence of their existence has been found. Babylon, the capital of Babylonia in Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq, was known for its exquisite architecture and prosperous periods. The Hanging Gardens were believed to be situated in Babylon, which made them geographically distinct from the other wonders. Philo, who compiled the list of wonders, would have had to travel eastward to see the Hanging Gardens, while the rest were located in the Mediterranean region. Babylon was a major city in Babylonia, established as a river port 4 millennia ago. It experienced periods of prosperity and power under various rulers, leaving behind legendary architectural structures like the Tower of Babel, city walls, and the Ishtar Gate. Philo's account of the Hanging Gardens describes a spectacular sight suspended on wooden shafts atop stone pillars. The gardens featured carefully irrigated soil and a variety of lush vegetation, creating a stunning display that overwhelmed the senses. Greek and Roman sources also depict the gardens as a marvel with towering terraces covered in dense greenery and adorned with pillars and statues. Legend has it that King Nebuchadnezzar I built the Hanging Gardens for his wife Anytis, who missed the green landscapes of her homeland in Media, modern-day Iran. Constructing such a verdant oasis in the arid desert of Babylon would have required an intricate irrigation system. Some researchers speculate that the gardens relied on cisterns, water wheels, and pumps to transport the waters of the Euphrates River inland. Despite the romantic tale and numerous references to the Hanging Gardens in Greek and Roman literature, no concrete evidence has been found. Archaeological expeditions in the early 1900s led by researchers like Robert Koldewey and Leonard Woolley attempted to locate the gardens in Babylon and Ur, but yielded inconclusive results. Koldewey's findings were likely related to a storage center, while Woolley's discoveries hinted at a possible irrigation system, but lacked definitive proof. However, it seems that, like Koldewey before him, Woolley mistakenly linked his discovery to the Hanging Gardens. The holes he believed were signs of irrigation were likely created for drying the brickwork during construction. Once again, the wonder had eluded archaeologists. Due to the lack of archaeological and documentary evidence associated with the Hanging Gardens, researchers have started considering an alternative perspective. Perhaps the wonder has remained elusive not because it didn't exist, but because it was never located in Babylon. Dr. Stephanie Dolly, an honorary research fellow at Oxford University, suggests that the gardens might have been constructed elsewhere. Dolly's reasoning is outlined in her book, The Mystery of the Hanging Garden of Babylon, an elusive world wonder. She proposes that the gardens were actually situated in Nineveh, a city several hundred miles north of Babylon. She argues that ancient Greek and Roman sources often mixed real accounts with myths, and historical retellings from that era frequently confused the kingdoms of Babylonia and Assyria. For example, the historian Diateras mistakenly placed the Assyrian capital Nineveh by the river Euphrates, when it was actually located near the river Tigris. Additionally, descriptions of Babylon's walls by Diodorus mentioned a depiction of Queen Semiramis with a spear, which has never been found in Babylon but can be seen on the Nineveh palace wall. Dali's research suggests that the Hanging Gardens were built by an Assyrian ruler named Sennacherib in the 7th century BC, making them potentially 100 years older than previously thought. Fresh translations of ancient inscriptions about Assyria conducted by researchers at Oxford University support this theory. The inscriptions describe extensive monuments erected during Sennacherib's rule, including a mention of a high garden, resembling the wonders of the Amanus Mountains. Sennacherib's lush creation took inspiration from Mount Amanus, located in present-day Turkey. The inscriptions also mention advanced water-lifting technology, reminiscent of Archimedes' inventions, indicating Sennacherib's innovative approach. Additional evidence pointing to Nineveh as the true location of the Hanging Gardens includes the impressive aqueduct complex discovered during excavations near Mosul. This complex, made of millions of stone blocks, dates back to the reign of Sennacherib. An inscription on the aqueduct mentions Sennacherib directing a watercourse to the environs of Nineveh. Furthermore, a relief made during the reign of Sennacherib's grandson, Ashurbanipal, depicts an aqueduct supplying a sloping garden with a pavilion at its top. Some experts believe this could represent the famous Hanging Gardens, although not in Babylon. Nineveh's topography, with its mountainous terrain, would have made it easier to elevate water to the heights of the gardens compared to the flat landscape of Babylon. Dali suggests that the confusion over the location of the Hanging Gardens could be attributed to the fact that Babylon was invaded by the Assyrians in 689 BC, after which Nineveh became known as New Babylon. This led to the gates of the city bearing the same name as Babylon. Dali also proposes that Alexander the Great, on his way to battle in Gaugamela in 331 BC, may have encountered Nineveh's advanced aqueduct system, sparking the story of the Hanging Gardens, which later became mistakenly associated with Babylon. Dali acknowledges that her theory regarding the location of the Hanging Gardens will likely divide opinions among experts. However, to her, the Nineveh paradise represents a magnificent and spectacular wonder, both in conception and engineering, showcasing brilliant artistry. If Dali's assertions are correct, it would require a rewriting of history, removing Babylon from its claim to the site. Such a revelation is bound to generate significant interest and discussion among scholars. In conclusion, the mystery of the Hanging Gardens of Babylon persists. While the traditional association with Babylon remains, alternative theories, such as the possibility of the gardens being located in Nineveh, challenge long-held beliefs. Further research and analysis are needed to unravel the truth behind this ancient wonder. Subscribe for more updates.